Hello everybody, if we are in fact back, I am back. I hope maybe some people follow me back in. This is my third video that I'm trying to fire up today. Third one, because it seems like no matter what I do, either I can't find a game, or I guess the stream was just lagging, or whatever. So what am I going to do with this one? Well, let's see. Let's pick up another deck. Let's take out this blue-white control deck that I've been tweaking with and working on. Esper is really popular. I see plenty of Esper control lurking about. And here's where I fall on that. I don't know if we need the black, so I'm trying to build a really counter-heavy deck. Also, I really think that the best card draw that you can do in the game, aside from Read the Bones, which I don't really want to do in a control deck because the life loss is too great, as, you know, if you play an Alchemist Vial into either Hold Up Mana for a counterspell or Artificer's Epiphany, that's probably some of the best digging you can do right now, so that's kind of what this is about. So we're going to go out and try to put the control screws to people and see how that goes. I'll duplicate, go back here, delete. If it's at the back of the pile, you know I haven't played it in a minute, but I'm always working on it. So let's see what we can do. So if you're out there in Twitch land, please tell me if the stream is still lagging. Do I still have lag problems? That's what I would like to know. And if you are in YouTube land, well, by the time you watch this, I'll have already learned the answer to that question. So I'm still trying to figure out how to put videos to both places that kind of work for both places. It means I have to explain a lot as if I'm speaking to an audience that hasn't watched it yet, while also interacting with an audience that's actively watching on Twitch. So we're trying to figure out how to do it all. So we've got some comments. It sounds like the stream is better. That's good to see. That's awesome. Hopefully we get the people back in here and we can have some fun and show some people how to play some blue-white control. And it looks like we found an opponent right away, which is also just great news. So we're on a roll. Gonna get back on a roll. Must be butter, cause we on a roll. And then we'll see our opening hand. It'll have no lands for like the first 6 hands. We'll end up with 2 cards. Let's see what happens. Interesting. This hand could be trouble. It's kind of one-dimensional, but on the play, I think I keep that pretty easily. Yeah, I think so. I'm also going to hold on to Cascade as long as I can, because we have, you know, no removal. We're going to have to find a sweeper or more counters. Either one, and we'll probably be okay. So let's get to work. Alchemist Vial. Do we want to drop that? Let's see. Snarled could be coming at us, but I think we can handle that, so I think we do. I think we just get that out there. We don't really want to trade Horribly Awry for a 2-drop unless it's Jace or something like that. We'd prefer to trade it up as much as we can, getting 3 and 4 drops. You know, it's just more value. But it is a bit of a gamble. Now, would I have hit that great Gate Creeper Vine? If I had open mana, I might have done it just because of sunk cost bias, but honestly, I don't think there's any point to hitting a Gate Creeper Vine. So, everything in order. Oh, hello. Wah. So the typical endgame for this deck, like the place you want to go and want to be, is you want to get to about turn 7 or 8 where you can resolve a Planeswalker and have a counterspell. And you want to be on a very stable board. If you can do that, I have not lost a game where I have been able to make that happen. Not one. So that is the end game scenario I'm going to be chasing. So you won't see me play this Gideon for a while, is what I'm trying to tell you. I mean, we could... Oh, man, though. Is it tempting to jam it right here? It really is tempting to jam it right here. Because, like, what's he going to do? Should I do it? Should I just jam Gideon on turn 4? I mean, it is one of the fiercest things you can do. I'm going to do it. After all that talk about doing it with a counter open, you know, here, in the moment, I can't resist. I can't resist. Just gonna put it out there and say, what? What? What's Golgari gonna do? What's Golgari gonna do about this? They're not gonna do nothing, I tell you, nothing. Oh, Primal Hunt Beast. Something I can't interact with. How about that? Oh man. Oh man. Okay. Primal frickin' Hunt Beast. So, like, there are ways to pump that thing up and cause trouble. So as much as I also just want to jam a Spy Network, like, say that the next turn is, you know, Wild Size and Titanic Growth and he kills Gideon, and the turn after that he Rex Sages Thopter Spy Network. It's like I'm letting him back in the game. Or if he does that in the reverse order, I suppose. So I think it's just all about the flare, and I think I just want to crack him 4 times with Gideon. I mean, he'll block, but whatever. Yeah. We're just gonna crack him with Gideon until he dies. That's the plan. There's just not much he can actually do about it. Yep, this is why we have a 4 count of Celestial Flares, because there's actually a lot of things that are hard to interact with in the format, and obviously Hunt Beast isn't on top of my kill list, but Plated Crusher, Gaia's Revenge, Lumbering Falls all make the list for sure. And it seems like the deck has so many counterspells, and I mean so many counterspells, that I can usually keep it to 1 creature at a time. Alright. We blocked there in case he wanted to fire a Wild Size, and then we could get bonus value. That's a problem. That is a problem. So, we've got 2 Solemn Offerings in the deck, which, you know, they're not Feldar Cubs, but I like it that way. But we're gonna need to find one. We'll definitely grab that, and we'll grab this. And I guess he already, yeah, he hit the land drop already, so we've got a slight reprieve. It is tempting. He's going to be making 2/2s. It's tempting to make an emblem and then keep making knights, which are 3/3s, to go over the top of the 2/2s. Because one of the things that could get ugly is like a Nissa's Revelation. And he's still at 20. I actually think that's the right thing to do here. I think the right thing to do, if he's going to, you know, have a stream of 2/2s, is to have a stream of 3/3s. So yeah, we're going to get our race on, and we're going to out-token the Zendikars Royal if we can. Hopefully getting Thopter, 2/2 Thopter a turn, a 3/3 Knight a turn. It's a lot of power and toughness for free. Retreat to Kazandu, so he's going to get his landfall on, and his free landfall effects are going to take on our free Thopter Spy Network and Planeswalker effects. But I think we're set up to win the fight. Gonna need a lot of good stuff to make this work. Nissa's Renewal and Nissa's Pilgrimage probably need to show up. There's Nissa herself, and I think this is a pretty easy Horribly Awry, although I'm still worried about a Reclamation Sage. I think we gotta do that. It's just too, like, it's 2 life, it's a 2/2, and it's a Planeswalker, so Nissa's gotta go. Alright, so we're going to get our Thopters on, we're going to get our 3/3s on. Multiple emblems is great, but it would be 5 turns before another emblem. I plan to have this this Golgari deck dead well before we get a second emblem. I mean, I've seen crazy things happen, but the plan is to win much faster than that. So, 1 emblem also should be a Plante. Yeah, okay. What the hell do you do again? Some kind of a crazy green-black landfall deck. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, creatures get +1/+0 if it's a swamp, +2/+0. Great. Love it. And he's going to token it up. Alright. All the triggers. Get all the triggers. Welcome to Trigger Hell. What are you going to do now? You going to attack me? Attack Gideon. Sure. You can trade up to my knight. I'll let you have that. You can have that one. If you wanted to use a pump spell, that would be great. Would not complain. Alright. Let's do it like so. I guess I shouldn't have attacked with my 3/3 because he could have blocked both, but I really didn't think he would, since he can trade up on his turn, and this way I get 3 more damage. And I guess I shouldn't have risked it. I say that just because even though like it makes sense to me that he would never block with that other 2/2 on the 3/3 just to save the damage, since he can trade up on his turn, that doesn't mean that a Duels player wouldn't do it. So I've made those mistakes plenty of times. You should always play, you know, kind of trying to figure out what the player is most likely to do, not what, as opposed to always trying to figure out what's right and what's wrong. The most likely play is the one that the player seems inclined to do. Child of Night, that's fine. So our train of token creatures is certainly working out, and if he blocks the 5/5 against you, he goes up to 11, and he takes blocks there. He takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. Well, we'll put him to the test now. Concession? With Gideon activation on the stack, perhaps? Yep. Because we've got all the tools. So yeah, sometimes you just jam your turn 4 Gideon after all that talking that I did. Nope. Not having it. No. Denied. No. I know the fog meta, and I know how to beat it. So that's blue-white. Let's go find another. I think it's good. I don't think you need Esper. I mean, obviously, if you can put together double black on turn 4, Languish is really good against a bunch of decks. But I think I have the deck with a low enough curve of both counter magic and removal like Celestial Flare to keep it from getting overrun. Linear aggro, you know, with elves and Thopters and allies and things like that, it is the most common deck type. You have to be able to beat it, and Languish really shines there. If I can still beat those decks without Languish, I probably don't need black in my deck. So that's the thinking, that's the thought experiment. That's where blue-white control is right now. Also, you know, I want to play it against ramp. I want to see if ramp can get through it, because I think the matchup would be pretty good. I don't think Ramp wants to go up against a big, you know, a lot of counter spells and a lot of Celestial Flares and card draw. I think it's one of the only, you know, true things that Ramp is afraid of, is decks that do nothing but counter their important spells. So, come on. How about another match? Who wants some? Come get some. John Cena. What? Let's do this. Searching for other players. Searching for other players. I think at this point we're going to time out. We're going to get that timeout message, so I'm going to back out and try again. Usually it attempts to connect somebody within like 10-15 seconds, and then if it doesn't make that full connection within 7 seconds, it's not going to work anyway. Waiting. Let's see. What else is going on? I'm still waiting to sort and put away the rest of my Oath of the Gatewatch cards and make some decks. Of course, we'll be waiting for a really long time for Oath of the Gatewatch to hit Duels, which is a shame. But in the meantime, I can start thinking about what cards I'm going to do in what Duels decks, things like that. So let's see. We'll just go back here for a minute and sort some cards while we wait. So what do we have here? We've got Kozilek's Translator. It is 1 black and 4 colorless, 5 total, for an Eldrazi drone. It's 3/5. It's devoid, and you can pay 1 life to add a colorless mana to your mana pool, and you can only activate this ability once per turn. Is this card any good? So, if you have 5 mana, and you want to untap and have 7 mana, I guess that's something that this card can do. And you get a 3/5 body for 5. That's actually, I mean, I would call this weak. I don't think you play it. Would I play it in any Duels decks? Like, if something's not even a Duels card, I think it's really weak. And I can't think of a Duels deck that I would put this card in. Not one. Oh, heads up. We got a game. Put down my Oath cards, get back over here, get ready. We got some funny multicolored horned thingamajig, some elemental. What do you guys think? Should I read more Oath cards while waiting for games? Is it better than the sound of me like going to get a drink? Alright. 2 counters on the draw. We could get run over. Cascade might help a little. I think we try it. Alright. Bam. Let's do it. Well, we've got 2 dual lands into a Gate Creeper, so this could be an interesting deck we're up against. And getting a Plains means likely Bant. So it might not be a total noob deck. I mean, this player has figured out how to win 5 Duels games, at least, at bare minimum. So, we might have a battle. I would love a good battle. But let's just pile these to the sky, and he has to do something good this turn, and a Gate Creeper's not it. So now he's going to be into a grind, and we are happy to be there. Anytime a deck is going to take its time and kind of set up its plays against us, I think that's a deck that we can take advantage of. get more basics out there, so now like every card in the deck enters the battlefield untapped, including the prairie streams, and we're living the Drago dream. Alright, well, let's start saying no. Start with you, Archangel. You are not allowed to play. And yes, our opponent could be on a 35-game losing streak, but they would have still figured out how to win those 5 games. I mean, we're talking about the legend of Chiang here. Not Chang, Chiang. So, you know, Nighthawk, show some respect. Alright, what else you got? Next into the sacrificial fodder realm. Gonna hang on, because I may have to play this next turn and follow with that. Although he does have another land, which makes me less likely to take that route. Because now he can kind of go out over the top of Horribly Awry. Yeah, we're gonna hold on another turn. So just all the counters. We're just gonna draw all the counters this game. And we're gonna see if our opponent can, wants to concede while we're both at 20 life, because everything is going to get countered. He can have land, that's fine. I know it pushes Spell Shrivel out of range, but it doesn't push these out of range, and I'm always, I don't know, people complain about Spell Shrivel being dead in the late game. I think they must only have Spell Shrivel for their counters, because I have no problem getting value later. Alright, let's look here. Do we want him to put 5 cards in the graveyard and 1 creature into his hand? I'm gonna guess there's some spell mastery shenanigans going on, but I actually want more information about his deck, and I don't mind him having a creature. So I'm going to allow this. Okay, and that worked out, as we got 2 mosses and 3 lands into his yard. So that worked out just fine, and we're gonna allow that too. That's fine. I am getting the drift that the deck has a bunch of not very hard to kill threats and a bunch of odd interactive spells. So we're going to focus on stopping the threats, and we're just going to let the spells be the spells. And we're going to try to draw into more action, because we do need to make sure that we don't just get flooded. That's perfect. That's exactly what we want. We'll have to win the game somehow. So, drawing through, you know, any potential mana flood's a big deal. There's Gideon. No, but you know what? We might have a counter war, but oh well, we don't. Didn't see anything to imply counters, like Acid Moss and counter spells. They just don't live together very often. So we'll do this. We didn't get value out of our Cascade, but oh well. That would have been a huge turn if he had another counterspell, but he didn't leave any blue up, I don't think. That's fine. Let's see how many forests are left in this deck. 3 at least. So 2 forests, 1 forest in the hand. Here's the Coastal Discovery. Do we care about that? Let's check our top deuce. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Was this awakened? I don't know. It would show if it was awakened, so we'll let him have 2 cards. And we'll just stock our hand back up. Yep. Still looking for that wing condition. This could be kind of an awkward game, depending on how things go here. Yeah, Starfish. I don't think I'll get much more out of Horribly Awry anytime soon, and he can get a lot of scries out of that over time. Let's see. Let's count his graveyard. If I can get over there before the frickin' timer times me out, that's way too many spells. So, I think I'll even awaken. I have enough lands. And a Castellan? Okay. You've got a Castellan. Interesting choice for the deck. So let's see. And hello everyone, indeed. We have 15 viewers out on a, what is this? A Tuesday evening? That's pretty cool. So thank you guys for coming out, watching me play Magic. Because I do like to play, and Magic is awesome. And it's always fun to play with friends. Yes for sure, and yes for later. Oh, I already played the land. Oh well. Thought I may have. Yep, you've got your 4th vine. Must feel great. And the plains, and a visionary. I don't want him to be able to attack with multiple creatures. It turns off my flair, so I'm going to Awry the Visionary, even though that's not a play I'm a huge fan of. I could probably do better. Yep, he's thinking I got to attack, right? Yes, you do have to attack. I mean, you don't have to, but sitting around and doing nothing, don't do it. DM Measy, I'm your favorite streamer. He says, my favorite streamer. I did not know this. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Just trying to get in here, have some fun, play some duels, and do, you know, do so with opinions and ideas and decks, and have some fun, learn some stuff. I'm glad you like it. So, we are a bit out of gas. We've traded off resources, and we're in a top-decking war. Whoa. Anybody see that? What the heck was that? I guess he was gonna tap it for mana and change his mind. Whatever. It don't matter. It's all good. We're gonna plow through this Gatecreeper army. Now, you know what I could do? Oh, that's a 1-turn clock, too. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I shouldn't have made these Thopters, but I mean, I wasn't going to do this unless I drew a second outburst, and I did. Oh well. This is the play, because it's a 1-turn clock that wins through any creature. Yeah, he's only got one more draw step if I do this. So we'll get Awakened up in this and just try to finish this game off, and we'll see what he can top deck. Bounce Spell would do it. Acid Moss will do it. Nice draw. Nice draw. So do we Awaken again with, like, nothing to blow up? I mean, that's really risky. And again, it puts him on a 1-turn clock. Nope, we don't do that now, because we got Thopter Spy. We'll just win this way. It's safer. Top of the deck, indeed. That was a perfect draw for him with that Moss, and I think he only had 1 left in the deck. And now he's got that. That's a weird card to have. He had 2 left in the deck, but he hit the 2-outer like a boss. Okay, he's gonna pump up for his turn. Good for you, dude. Good job. Don't care. It's here we go again. Okay, that's awesome. You're the big dog now. You're Sunblade Elf. Getting pumped. Just over there flexing, working out, hitting the gym. For no real reason. It's not like I'm going to cast a burn spell or a complete disregard. Yep. You're going to attack? You're going to get pumped? Yeah, he is. Alright, hit me. Hit me. Do your worst. It's really funny. He's just gonna get pumped every time I do something. So, Comment wants to know my philosophy on where to put counters from Awaken. 1 land or spread them out? Always depends. Depends what you're up against. If you're up against black, you know, or if you're up against green with Moss, there's a lot of risk to spread it to putting them on 1 because of Flesh Bag or because of Acid Moss. So it's a calculated risk. In that situation, I forced him to draw the right card or lose the game, which is usually a bold but play. It's bold, but it's a play you should make. It'll win you more games than it'll lose you. You know, And like this, the play actually didn't work out because he drew the moss and he eliminated my land, but I still have a shot at winning the game. So it was low risk, high reward. It always depends. It depends on the situation, whether you bulk up a land, one land, or you spread it out over, multiple lands. You just can't pigeonhole that into one, this is my guiding principle for now and forever decision. It always depends. Always, always, always depends. You gonna come get pumped, Sunblade? Yeah, Sunblade wants to get pumped. Let's draw 2. Okay. I don't think anything could have made me block there, but you never know. Yeah, I get pumped, Sunblade, because we've got all that land from all those gate creepers and all those mosses with nothing to do with it. Which is, that's a real problem if you run a control deck and you have nothing to do with all that late game mana. Nothing effective, anyway. I mean, he saw, let's see, in this game we saw our opponent with very few threats, right? And we just drew a ridiculous amount of counters. And we countered everything that could have actually bothered us, We just shut it down, shut it all down. That was the strategy, and it worked out perfect. He got 2 for 1 off Coastal Discovery, he acid mossed us, he did a lot of things, but we stopped all the cards that could have won the game for him. So we'll put the bow on this one and move on to the next one. So, if you're enjoying blue-white control, or my style, or how I make videos, or whatever, there's some of the always obvious. You can follow me, hit that heart, and then, watch me when I'm streaming, which is always awesome. And I try to stream quite a bit, so you probably see me around this hour pretty regularly. So if you like watching Duels, and you like watching about this time of day, and you don't mind me so much, then you should follow me. You can also, I'm working on a YouTube channel. I haven't quite figured out the YouTube world, but I'm porting videos that I make here over there. So if you miss something, you can either watch my Twitch archives or you can go check out my YouTube channel. Just search for, CovertGoBlue. You'll probably find it. But probably the place where I put the most content out there for your enjoyment on Duels is I have a blog. It's Haunted Flower Duels Diaries. That's Haunted Flower Duels Diaries that you can search for. And I write about duels, and I think it is safe to say, I haven't found anybody who can really come close. I think I write more blogs about duel strategy than anyone else on the planet. So if you want to read some duel strategy written in the form that, I usually find on other websites like Starseed Games or Channel Fireball, like really trying to crack the format and get better at playing Magic and playing Duels decks, well, that's what I'm about. So you can go check out Haunted Flower Duels Diaries and read all my work over there. And I think you'll enjoy it if you like duels. I know I started it and I started doing it because I just didn't find anything quite like that, like the strategy articles I read for Paper Magic for duels. And I decided to scratch my own itch and start my own, and I'm working on making it better all the time and giving you guys more stuff. So hopefully you like it. I think we forgo telling time and just get ready to counter things. So that's the plan. And once again, we have a good stream of counter spells, and as long as the opponent can't put us under too bad of pressure, we should be able to get there. And this, I wouldn't call this as very much pressure. Did we already play this deck? I think we did. Maybe not. But, he's got a nice curve so far, but nothing Planar Outburst can't keep up, and hitting for 3 isn't going to be fast enough, I don't think. We're going to save this for next turn, because we'll save more damage if we hit the 2-4. So let's see what he does. This is one of those control hands that just makes you kind of giddy. No matter what he does, we get to do something cool. And it looks like he's going to opt for some lifelink attacking, which we really don't care about. You can lifelink all day. Doesn't bother me. And, you know, he can think that he killed our mana, but then when you have something like a Telling Time, it's just kind of it's the rubbins. Don't want that. It looks like he's short on lands, so it should pay off. And a Vial, why not? And we'll leave up the counter magic and kind of build ourselves up. Just resource accumulation. Just getting ready. Getting ready for whatever he's gonna do. At this point, it'll be a while before he resolves anything we don't want him to resolve. One of the problems, though, if he's short on mana, which it appears he is that it means his hand is full of spells. So at some point, we're just going to have a showdown. And we're just going to be jamming our spells into each other, and I'll be trying to answer all those things once he draws land for him. So it's just like that. It would be really good to get my hands into some Celestial Flares or something like that so I don't have to outburst these two dorks. Lily. I can outburst a Lily, that's fine. But let's find a Celestial Flare, please. There is a chance of like Bone Splinters sack his creature, but I can counter that. But actually I can't, because Bone Splinters sacrifice would be punishing. Yes and yes. So he'll get a uncontested follow-up. I'm trying to think of what the best thing he could do. It's probably another like 2 power, something like that, dork. And then we'll get back to having counter shields up. So this is going to be interesting. He needs to have a good turn. He needs to put us under some pressure. The higher the power on the creature he plays right here, the better for him. Oh, that is not it. That's not what he needed. Because now we'll just be in a standoff. And it doesn't even look like he hit lands, which is really unfortunate. It's not that I'm rooting for my opponent, but I do want the games to be good. Alright, so Reeve Soul hits the bin, we hit our land drop. I think what we're supposed to do is play Alchemist Vial, and then if we hit an untapped land in our next 2 cards, we can jam Thopter Spy Network with counter magic up and start taking over the game. Jace is just, you know, if he's discarding Reeve Soul, I am 100% confident he has ways to kill Jace. Am I supposed to just jam Gideon while he's tapped out? That's irresistible. Because what can he do? What is the best thing he could do? He didn't have a creature to play last turn. He'll probably have one for this turn, but what is it going to be? A Merc Lurker? I guess a Sky Spawner is the best he could do. Yeah. Irresistible. When you're at 10 life and you jam a Gideon, it's such a bind. It's like now they have to attack Gideon and they can't attack your life total, or if they attack your life total, they risk Gideon taking over the game. So we're gonna rock some Gideon. Gideon up. Let's see what happens. What might happen is a concession, but we'll see. Our opponent has a full grip. I mean, you have a full grip of cards. I'm sure they do something. Okay, Reeve Soul. He's going to be on the back foot. That's really a big negative for him. And now that we've untapped, yeah. We're just going to jam. We're just going to hit him 5, maybe 6 times. Maybe, yeah, 5 times. And try to take this one out. Make him deal with that. He's going to have to get through all this blue stuff. And with 3 lands against a Planeswalker, it's asking a lot. More cards? Yes, please. Thank you, sir. I'd like some more. And he's discarding. Well, bye-bye flesh bag. Not gonna do the job here. If we play Thopter Spy Network, we're likely running it into counters. Same with Jace, but at this point, I don't think we care. I don't think we care. Oh, got nothing. If he has counters, it's like horribly awry, and removal like complete disregard, which is not good for him. 4 lands. What do you do? Languish me? Yeah. Grave digs. So Liliana, I guess. I think I want that exiled. There you go. But yeah, once you have a Planeswalker and counter magic up, the game is really in the bag. I think that it is one of the true end games in the format, is get out a Planeswalker with a counter spell ready to protect it. If that happens, I just don't know. I don't know what the opponent's supposed to do. I don't know what I would do. Probably reach for the concession button. I mean, I'd fight back, but it's just so good. The Planeswalkers, especially Gideon, just so good on their own. So, looks like we're going to be grinding this one down into the dust. Our opponent has a pretty, it's a decently built black-blue deck, especially if he doesn't have the whole collection unlocked, which somebody at a low rank usually doesn't. So it looks like they know what they're doing as far as putting cards together, but you ran into Gideon, Gideon's not taking prisoners. Kicking Dimir and taking names, that's what Gideon does. Yep. Adios. Don't blame ya. So what's the AI got for us? AI wants to languish. No thank you, AI. I will calculatedly dismiss you. And, scry those. I can do better. Not that I need to. Just a force of habit. Yep. Disciple. Alrighty, nighty-night. Get in there, Jace. Taste the flavor of victory. Turbo Sniper. He's a streamer. He's a cool guy, and he's in here to say great deck. Thank you. I have a love, and I mean a love for blue-white control. So let me show you the deck one more time, and then I've got to get out of here. It's going to be dinner time. So it's really great to have everybody here watching. It's been a lot of fun. I know we've had a lot of matchmaking issues today, but it's all good. And I'll be back, I think, at 9:30 tonight, Eastern. You can see another match from the Hakeem Invitational. I forget who exactly is playing, but I guarantee I'll be there to try to break down the action and hype it up and do my thing. So try to come back and watch some duels at 9:30 tonight. I know I will. So this is my deck, and it really starts on I want to play Alchemist Vial into Artificer's Epiphany to just gain a whole bunch of card advantage at the lowest rates and smooth out my draws. For Celestial Flare, kind of controversial. Double white isn't really a problem, but the effectiveness of this card is. But I think it gets better when you can use things like Skyline and Cascade and Alchemist Vial to decide what can attack, and then you kind of flare what you want. Plus, there's also so many things that just kind of sneak underneath, and flare is the answer. And Horribly Awry, 3 of those, really good. A lot of counter magic in here. Telling Time probably doesn't need an explanation, but I wanted counters so badly. We've got 2 Scatter the Winds, we got 4 Spell Shrivels, and 2 Calculate Dismissals, so that's 8 counter spells in the 3-drop. Not only that, we have a bunch of ways to get to them with Telling Time and Alchemist Vial, so I think it's 85% of games I'll have a counterspell on turn 3, and that means good luck acid mossing me unless I choose to let you do it. That's what that means. So if you hate acid moss, play this. Solemn Offering I like better than Felidar Cub because of the life gain. The life gain's important in this deck. There has to be a way to get your life back, and it's not that weird. There have been plenty of games where, you know, I'm against a burn deck and I'm low, so I'm going to Solemn Offering my Alchemist Vial and keep on playing, and it's all good. Same thing with a Thopter token, you can do it that way too. Spy Network is one of the finishers, Gideon, use the finisher, Disciple does its job, and Planar Outburst because it's freaking awesome. So we actually max out it in a control deck at 5 drops, which I really like. That curve is really tight. It's a much kind of faster, lower to the ground. The spells are cheap and efficient. It just really does the job. In the land slot, we've got 2 Skylines to buy time for those outbursts and maybe line up those Celestial Flares. And we've got Foundry of the Consuls, which of course is going to make us some dudes to activate our Spy Network, draw some cards, win some games, and pressure some Planeswalkers. So that is my blue-white control. And thank you guys very much for watching, and I am sure you will see me either later tonight or tomorrow. I will be back soon, I always am. Alright guys, go have fun.